Even my mom thinks my love life is laughable. Do you hear this? Hello and welcome back to another Molly Burke video. I think this is the first video I'm actually doing with purple hair, so if you don't follow my Instagram and didn't know, I dyed my hair purple, which is exactly why you should keep up with my Instagram so you're up on all my hair changes, because they happen frequently, as we know. I'm sipping some tea right now because I'm about to spill some tea. That's right, my friends. I've been seeing this going around on Instagram and YouTube where creators ask you, the followers, our fam, to send in assumptions you've made about us based on following us on Instagram and YouTube, and then we kind of answer, see if they're true or not. So I tweeted this out, asked for your help, and I think we had like 210 replies, something like that, with assumptions you guys have made about me. So many of them were so stinking sweet. I was like, well, this isn't gonna make a funny video. They're all so nice. Like, all of you were like, I assume you're the nicest person ever, which, thank you. I would like to think I am. Or like just really kind things, so thank you for all the love. You guys are the greatest. I'm so thankful to have you. But I was able to pull some interesting ones, some that I thought was funny, or that I was like, wow, that actually is not true. That's so interesting that people assume that. So we're gonna go through those. So the first assumption was that I let Gallup sleep on my bed. No. No, I never let him sleep on my bed. He's not allowed on the bed. Under any circumstance. This one was interesting. A couple of you said you assume I have a crush on somebody, or you assume I have a crush on another YouTuber. I wish I had tea to spill for you right now, but I just have tea to sip because I don't have a crush on anybody. My love life is dreadful at the moment, so thanks for the reminder. Even my mom thinks my love life is laughable. Do you hear this? You haven't or can't live alone. This one was so fascinating to me because I lived alone for 2 years. I moved out to my own apartment in downtown Toronto when I was just 18. I had just graduated high school, and instead of going to university or college, I started working straight out of the gates as a motivational speaker and toured full time for 2 years. So for those 2 years that I was touring, if I wasn't on the road, I was living in my own apartment with my guide dog Gypsy at the time, in 2 different apartments actually. I had a 2-bedroom, which was really big, and then I had a bachelor pad, or bachelorette pad. Very independent lady right here. Seems fitting to now answer the one that was, I assume you have a college degree, because as I just stated, I did not go to college after high school. I worked like full-time straight out of high school. So no, I do not have a college degree. I never went to college or university, and guess what? Don't regret it. You love ASMR.
That's what she does. So good.
This was interesting because a lot of people assume this about me in real life and online because, of course, I focus a lot on my hearing. I have very good hearing, and people assume I'd really love ASMR. I've tried, you guys. I've tried my darndest. All I feel is emotionally uncomfortable. I just feel weird. I feel creeped out. I feel uncomfortable. I've tried it with headphones on. I've tried it with them off. I've tried like laying in my bed and relaxing. I can't get into it. I feel none of these supposed tingles that you're supposed to feel. It doesn't work on me. So no, I find ASMR very uncomfortable and I do not love it. That you love storms because you can see the lightning, which is interesting because I can't. I've never been able to see lightning. I think it's just too little. It's too quick. I saw lightning. I think I've seen lightning twice in my life. Once when I was in grade 7 and once within like the last year or 2. But that's it, because usually lightning is just too quick and too small. So even when I had like way better vision and could actually like see, I couldn't see lightning. So no. I do like the sound of rain though. This person assumed that more people judge me for my blindness in LA than in Canada, which is fascinating because whenever I talk to people about how much I love LA, one of the things I say is that I feel less judged here. So it's interesting that somebody assumed I am more judged here because, yeah, I actually find in my personal experience over the last year or so that I'm more accepted for who I am here. I think it's like a town of creatives and weirdos. And I just fit that vibe, you know? Your electric bills are lower than sighted people, which I think is something a lot of people assume is like a perk of blindness, which it might be if you were like fully 100% blind, but as we know on this channel, 90% of blind people have remaining vision, including Moi. Actually, I think my mom can attest to the fact that if anything, over the years of raising me, the electricity bills were higher because I insist on turning on every light in the house all the time. And I can't stand when people turn the lights off because all I see in life is lights, so just let me live. That when people first meet me, they are awkward around me when they've never met or talked to a blind person. This is true in some cases, but in other cases, people just like don't even notice. Like they just like move about their life like I'm anybody else, which is awesome. And I love when I meet people who are like that, but definitely I often do meet people who are kind of awkward or shy or weird around me, which is why I try to like make a lot of blind jokes, break the ice, let them know that they can feel free and comfortable to ask me any questions about it, because by breaking down that wall and by showing them that I'm comfortable with it and it's okay and allowing them to ask their questions, I know it allows them to like feel comfortable and feel like they can be themselves around me and not have to be awkward or walk on tiptoes or worry about saying the wrong thing, because it's really hard to say the wrong thing around me about blindness. Most people are normal, although I would say I am awkward around people when I think that they don't know I'm blind, because I feel like I'm gonna do something or say something because I'm blind, but they won't know I'm blind and they'll be like, wow, she's weird. That they assume I'm more ambitious than the average person. Obviously, like, I only have the ambition I have, so I don't know how other people feel, but I do feel like living in a world that generally expects less of me and like tends to assume less of me and treat me as less than has forced me to want to go above and beyond and overachieve to prove people wrong. In a way, yeah, I feel like my disability and the way society often treats me has forced me to be like way more ambitious than I probably ever would have been. This person assumed that my personality on and off camera are a little bit different, which is so interesting because no, I would say I'm the exact same. And one thing I pride myself on is that every single one of you I've met has pretty much said, oh my god, you're the exact same in real life. And I know, of course, I've met tons of YouTubers through doing this. I've met some where I'm like, wow, you're so different. Like in my mind, I'm like, is this even the same YouTuber I watch? I know that that is like a thing, but no, I would say the only thing about me that's different is I definitely like kind of swear in real life, but I try not to swear on my channel because I just don't think swearing adds to my content. If anything, I feel like it takes away from it. So I don't swear on YouTube, but in real life I swear. I would
You
say
do? Not around me.
other than that, I would say pretty much everybody will attest that I'm the exact same in real life. That I used to think something was wrong with me, but now I don't, and I'm trying to help other people realize the same in them. And that's totally true. I grew up feeling very broken. I felt like something was wrong with me, like I wasn't good enough because of my blindness, like I needed to be fixed, and the only way my life would be okay is if I was cured. And that's absolutely not how I feel anymore. I feel the opposite. I feel like there's things within society we need to fix, but I don't feel like I am broken. I feel like I'm a whole human, despite my blindness. My blindness is just one of many amazing parts of me, and it's contributed to the life I have, and I'm happy with it. So yeah, I would say I'm trying to help other people, whether it's disability related or not, realize that no matter what, they aren't broken. There was a number of people, I really want to do this one because there was so many like in the reply on Twitter, but also just on every video I've posted since this video. People commented on Instagram photos, people commented. Everybody wants to know what happened between the guy I went on a blind date with in Joey's video. I'll link the video down below in case you haven't seen it, but I know a lot of you have because so many of you keep asking me about it. So there was a couple that were like, they assume I don't talk to him anymore. They assume that I was uncomfortable letting him take me out. We don't talk. We're not dating. There's nothing between us. Like, we did the video, we did go out for sushi that night, I had delicious food, and that was it. He's a nice guy, but he's not for me for a number of reasons. It's just not right. So, that's why you have to go on dates to figure out if it's the right person, and I figured out, fairly quickly that it wasn't. So, this person assumes that I'm a lot more wild. I just hit myself in the face with my tea. That I'm a lot more wild than I lead on, which I would say, yes, is kind of true. Like, I definitely like to party, I definitely like to have fun. As I said, like, I do swear sometimes in real life. Like, I would say, yeah, like, I'm a bit more wild than I share on YouTube. But again, like, I'm not trying to be like a Tana Mojo, like, I'm not trying to like be the wild girl of YouTube. And it's not like I mean, I'm not like her behind camera either, but like, I don't feel like there's a place on my channel to share like the wild side of me, because it doesn't really come out that often. But yeah, in real life, I'd say like there's the odd time that I have like a little wild girl moment. Ooh, this would assume that I didn't play any musical instruments when I was younger. Not true. I played piano.
Ugh.
Yeah, that was awful. Awful experience. The piano teacher, like, just couldn't get it through her head that I couldn't see, so she kept trying to make me, like, look at the music while you play, and I was like, I can't see the music! So we quickly quit that. Then I played drums, and I was actually really good at the drums, because the guy was like, you have such good, like, rhythm and tempo that most people don't have, and such good coordination. I was good at drums, and then I played guitar, which I sucked at because I like having, like, long, nice, pretty nails, and to hold the, like, strings down, you can't have any, like, nails, so you get that, like, buzz sound. So every time I go in, my guitar teacher would start, like, filing my nails, and I hated it. But also, it was just, like, really hard. You have to hold those strings down really hard, and I'm just not good at guitar. Kudos to you if you're good at guitar. I think a lot of people underestimate how hard that instrument is. So yes, I did play instruments, and I sang, which is a musical instrument of the throat. This one was so fascinating. They assumed that it's harder for me to put my shoes on and figure out which is left and right because I can't see them. I'm always baffled and, like, shocked and amused at the things sighted people use sight for. Like, I would have just never thought that you would, like, look down and see which one was which. I can just feel that there's, like, a curve on the inside of the foot, which is where the arch goes, and therefore, like, that's the foot it goes on, you know? Ooh! This one assumed that you can only read Braille with your dominant hand, which I really need to do a video where I teach you guys all about Braille, but I haven't yet, so to answer that, no, that is not true. You actually read Braille with your 2 pointer fingers, so you basically read Braille like this. So you go across the line like that, and then you trace one finger back, go to the next line and go down, do, do, do. I'm left-handed, by the way, so I don't just read with my left hand. You read with both, and only the pointer finger. That's something that's kind of interesting. I assume that you walk everywhere. This is, like, true for when I can. Like, if I can walk somewhere, best believe I'm walking there.
Making my way downtown, walking fast, faces pass, but I can't see them. Do-do-do-do-do-do.
Just if for the sheer fact of, like, physical exercise. All my friends in LA are always shocked. They're like, wait, you walked, like, 20 minutes? And I'm like, yeah, it's a 20-minute walk. In LA, everybody drives, so people are always shocked when I walk places. But I walk most places, but if it's too far, then I Uber or Lyft. Uber or Lyft, feel free to call me. I assume that you write poems every now and then. I don't know if this person just thinks I'm, like, super artsy, which, I don't know, I'm pretty artsy, but no, I definitely don't write poetry. I do not have that talent level. I used to write music, which is kind of like poems, but I haven't written a song in a really long time, and I would love in the next few years to, like, tap back into my musical roots. We'll see. Let me know. Would you guys want to see music? Comment below. Let me know. Ooh.
Oh, this is a funny one.
That my videos take multiple takes sometimes to get them right. Funny enough, I'm actually known as, like, the one-take wonder. Everybody, whenever I'm on set for, like, with anything, whenever I'm collaborating with other YouTubers, everybody's always shocked that I can just, like, sit down and, like, get it done in one take. Always. Is that right, Neve? I'm not tooting my own horn?
Nope.
That's, like, a huge skill of mine. I took 10 years of improv classes, so for me, it's super easy to just sit down and talk. It just comes naturally. I also just never shut up, so talking comes naturally for that reason, too. But when you take improv classes, you learn to just think off the top of your head and, like, not lose your train, which is funny because I kind of just lost my train. That was ironic.
That was really good timing.
Well, you get my point. No, I'm pretty much always able to just, I don't think I've ever had to redo a video unless it was because it was a brand deal and the brand didn't like something and they wanted me to redo it. Whether it be collabs, interviews, doing this right now. I just did a Radio Disney interview and they were like, by the way, it's pre-taped, we edit it, so, like, feel free to stop, rephrase. And then I just, like, got through the whole interview and they were like, oh, wow, that was, like, the best we've had. And I was like, one take wonder, no worries. We were going through the assumptions and she's like, okay, I think that's, like, the last one we wrote down. And I was like, yeah, I think we're done. And she just walks away. She's like, okay, I'll send this off to Scott. And I was like, we need to finish the video. So here we are to finish. Thank you guys for sending in your assumptions. I found this so fascinating. You rarely get to find out what people actually really think about you. So this was super interesting. And if you guys want a part 2, or if you want to see me answer assumptions you've made about guide dogs as a guide dog user, assumptions you've made about blind people as a blind person, anything like that, comment down below and let me know. Similar to that, I also did videos where I answered most Googled questions about me and most Googled questions about guide dogs, so I'll link those two down below for you to check out and learn more. And I'll see you in the next video. Love you guys. Oh, I hit the camera. Oops. Bye.